Hello, everyone. Welcome to Self Love You. I am Jenna Ryan, and as you can tell, I am here at an open house. And if someone comes in, I will have to cut off the video. But until then, I'm going to go ahead and talk to you guys about what I perceive to be the 3 levels of healing from narcissistic abuse. From narcissist abuse or from psychopathy abuse, okay? And I really narrowed it down to 3 different levels of healing. The first level is you're actively in the abuse, but you know that abuse is occurring. You're still living in the family environment. Perhaps you have to live there. You don't really have a choice. Maybe it's your spouse and they're the breadwinner and you don't have the financial resources. Or maybe you just don't have the emotional resources, but you're beginning to find out that something is just not right, and perhaps they're cheating on you. Perhaps you're just kind of coming out of, the fog of everything, and you're just starting to open your eyes. But you're actively staying in the abuse. This could be by choice. This could be by necessity. Either way, that is level 1, where you are being abused by a narcissist, and you're starting to figure it out, but you really haven't done anything about it. You can't do anything about it, or you won't, or, for whatever reason. And then stage 2, level 2 of healing from narcissist abuse is having the capacity to go no contact. This is where you're fed up, you have had it, you know that this person is abusive, and you begin to take steps to go no contact. No contact means no following them on Facebook, no calling them, no going to their house, no dates with them, no meeting up for sex or whatever it is that you would normally do. No contact means no contact. And that is a very important step in the process of healing from narcissist abuse. You really need to separate yourself from the narcissist. This is crucial. This is vital. This is imperative. It's not always possible. If you have an elderly parent, you may not be able to, go no contact. But if you are capable and able of going no contact, then that is what you must do in order to separate yourself from the abuser and from the abuse, and to begin to protect yourself from the abuse. Because with the narcissist, you may have already heard videos, you never get closure, you never finish the relationship. They will just keep it going forever, and you will be spit out, discarded many, many times. You will be love bombed, you will be controlled, you will be abused, and you will be used as narcissistic supply. That is level 2, is having the capacity to go no contact and to actually go no contact. And you may spend a year or more learning to go no contact. You may go no contact and then break it. And you may try really hard and then go, what am I doing? I was wrong about everything, and then forgive them, let them back in. Hopefully you don't do that, but it may be the case that you're not able to just go no contact right away. It may take time. You may meet someone else. However, I find that a lot of times in these relationships, whenever you have someone that does break contact or goes no contact, they just end up meeting someone else that is just as bad, because it's within that you have to work. You have to work on yourself as to why you are with this type of person. And that's hard for a lot of people to understand, but it was hard for me to understand. But through the healing process, I learned that I had some responsibility in the equation for allowing this person in my life. So stage 1 of healing from narcissist abuse, you're still enmeshed with the narcissist, you're still communicating with the narcissist, you're living with the narcissist, you're sleeping with the narcissist, but you're beginning to become aware. Stage 2 is where you're beginning to separate. You're beginning to separate yourself and see that this narcissist is not all that it's cracked up to be. And maybe that you are maybe you have some power. Maybe you have a right to say no more. Maybe now that you have information that lets you know that this is not okay, you can actually feel empowered to feel a little anger and a little self-righteousness and a little ticked off. And so that's stage 2. You're like, no contact whatsoever. However, this level is very reactive. It's a very reactive level because you're just kind of going through the process of separating from another person, because the narcissist uses you as an extension of themselves. So here you are going through the process of separating, and the stage 2 is no contact, and it's very reactive. It's very angry. Which is fine and justified. You have a right to be angry. It's a stage of, reactivity, wanting to contact them, ruminating a lot of times, being angry with them, thinking about them in terms of they're an awful person. A lot of negative emotion is involved with asserting yourself and coming out of an enmeshed relationship. A lot of not knowing, what was your fault, what was their fault, and beginning to place blame on the person who abused you, the person who's a narcissist, the person who's manipulative. It's a very reactive stage, and it's not a healthy stage to stay in forever. It is good to go no contact and to set boundaries with narcissists who are harming you, abusing you, and things of this nature. It's okay to stay like that forever, but it's okay to stay no contact forever. But it's not okay to stay angry forever. I mean, it is. I mean, you have to stay angry as long as it takes for you to process. So it's okay wherever you are. But as part of the healing process, as you begin to heal and grow and do the work on yourself and journal and go to counseling and get everything done and learn, you come to a place of non-reactivity, which is very important that you get to the place of non-reactivity where you are not affected by what the narcissist does. The narcissist, you're not ruminating. It doesn't matter. The narcissist doesn't have any effect on you. Remember that what you manifest on the outside is what's going on the inside. So you want to be really careful about reactivity and staying in that place of reactivity, because reactivity is where another person is controlling your emotions, actually. This person, I'm angry at you, and you're bad, and I'm on the good side. That's black and white thinking. I'm good, you're bad. Now, it's important to go through that tunnel in order to separate and individuate as an individual who is not enmeshed and who is not codependent. You've got to go through that stage, but you don't want to stay stuck there. Because if you stay stuck there, you're going to continually attract what you're putting out. The reactivity, the energy that you are experiencing, you're giving that no narcissist movement within your life a lot of power, and you're giving it a lot of energy, and the energy that you are expressing and feeling inside is going to begin to draw or continue to draw what it is that you're pushing away. There's a Buddhist concept of no clinging to, no pushing away. It's just being, and that's the state of non-reactivity, which is a state of neutrality, which is a state of that you want to be in for experiencing life and for experiencing the fullness of life and for experiencing happy, good relationships and the fullness of who you are. So the third stage of healing from narcissist abuse, I'm just going to call it integration. It's where you've integrated all the information, where you have processed the anger, you have processed the reactivity, you have learned to really meditate and stay in a meditative state of neutrality rather than worked up, where you're actually attracting to yourself healthy experiences, where you're not steeped in shame, where you're not steeped in guilt, where you're not steeped in self-righteousness, but you are actually accepting of yourself and of others. Now, this is going to be difficult. If you've been really, really abused by someone, it may not be time for you to accept the abuser. However, there comes a time on the healing journey where you have to accept what is, it is. People are abusive, and it's not so much forgiveness as it is just accepting. It is what it is. This person will never change. This person cannot love. This person is grandiose. This person will always hurt me if I go around them. And so the third stage of recovery from narcissist abuse, in my opinion, is integration of acceptance, understanding, and growth, where you can maintain a non-reactive state where you can, it's not so much it's no contact, but it's really no contact because the narcissist doesn't have any effect on you at all. So you're not angry. Even being angry at a narcissist gives them supply energetically. There's something in the ethos that where they receive supply, even from anger or any kind of strong negative emotion, positive emotion, it actually feeds the narcissist. So level 3 of healing from a narcissist in my program is integration, where you are not affected. There could be a narcissist and you're just like, okay. You're not repelled. You're not drawn to it. You're just like, that is who that is. I know who that is. And I know how to protect myself from people like that. I'm not afraid of the narcissist. I'm not afraid of the narcissist. I am capable of protecting myself and taking care of myself in every situation. I am in tune with my intuition. I know what is right for me. I know what my values are, and I know, and I act and react, and I act according to my values, and I do not react to the actions of others. There could be someone in my presence having a raging fit, but because I'm integrated internally, because I know who I am and I know where that person and me are separate, I'm able to validate myself and remind myself, that has nothing to do with me. That's all within that person. And you're a separate, full, individuated person who is capable of protecting yourself and being around any kind of person without being afraid, without being sucked in, without being reactive, but actually being strong and assertive and protective. In the integration level, I'm not saying, I believe that the no contact is more within, so they're not able to get in. So it doesn't even really have anything to do with external. So you can actually be in the presence of, your narcissistic parent or, someone who is, really abusive. You may even be able to be in their presence and protect yourself. There's lots of books on this. I've read probably every book you can find on narcissism, where they talk about, protecting yourself with your body language, protecting yourself energetically, by placing a container around yourself whenever you're in the presence of a narcissist. But just having the power to be in the presence of anyone without having to react, without feeling the need to react, but actually being the bigger person and just, ameliorating the situation. And, what do they call it? Whenever you, like a metal worker, I'm sorry, I can't think of the name of it right now, but, where you're turning metal, you know what I'm talking about. You're changing the situation, and it's becoming something totally different, and you're not reacting, but you are interacting, if necessary, if it's within your values. If you have an elderly parent who is a narcissist, you may have a value system of, I'm going to take care and honor my parent. I'm going to do that not because they deserve it, but because that is within my value system to take care of my parent. And that's my value, and I choose to honor my own value system. And so that's kind of what that's all about. In in the stage 2, your PTSD, your shaming of others. You're going through that process of shaming the bad guy over there for being bad, rather than really looking into, the process is learning to look within and begin to understand, what was it in me that caused me to be attracted to this person? or that did not protect myself, or did not set boundaries, or that allowed this person to harm me? What was it? And then beginning to integrate that and heal those parts of yourself so that you are no longer prey to the narcissist and you don't even react. You're just like, that's interesting. Wow, you need to be that way. Okay. Well, I don't, and I'm going to go have a beautiful life. And that's how you live. And that's my 3 stages of narcissistic abuse recovery. Talk to you soon.